Hey, welcome back to Fields and Skylines Let's Play White Farm, episode number 4. Welcome back, and as you can see, it's still August. I know, I promised we would go to September, but I didn't want to do it without anyone seeing us flip up to September. I'm going to speed up time because I kind of am interested in seeing what it's like here when it's a little darker. So I'm going to speed time up quite a bit while we do a quick review of everything we've done in August. Maybe not quite that much. So, yeah, what did we all do in August? We started by touring the farm, selling some equipment that either didn't need or didn't quite fit for where we were at as a farm. We did buy some additional equipment that perhaps we needed because of some of the equipment we sold. We then stored it all and we called it an episode. Then the next episode we started by feeding our cows, and if we take a quick look, our cows, we fed it some hay that we found up in the barn and some straw. Didn't fill everything up, but from the field works we did, we were able to pretty much feed the cows completely. I mean, we have more hay. I just didn't want to you know have to deal with a half-used bale of hay or just leave a bale of hay there. So yeah, so the cows are good. We watered the garden. Let's take a look at the production. So we added water to both our gardens, and we decided strawberries was the crop or the fruit we wanted to grow, so that we could make jam. Because jam was a more realistic side of the road by like a farmer's driveway or entranceway to the farm, or a farmer's market, more so than a mixed salad. So we're doing strawberry jam. Haven't turned the jam on yet because we currently only have 244 liters of strawberries. I'm going to wait until it's a little bit higher before I turn it on because I feel like this thing's going to crank through them. We're going to be using 10, 1920, 1,920 cycles times 10 is 19,000 strawberries. I don't know how many strawberries are in a liter, but yeah, we're gonna wait until there's a few more strawberries being stored in here before we turn it on. And then we hooked up to the mower and we mowed this field over here. Let it dry. And as we were letting it dry, we ended up harvesting our 2 fields, which we can get a quick look at right here. Barley and 2, wheat from 3. And then, of course, we did all the work that went with it. We baled up the straw. We mulched up both of these fields. We tethered, we rode, and we baled all of the hay. Washed up the equipment, stored our bales. As we can look in here, we can see the bales here. It's telling us we have 27 bales. 20 of them are straw, 11,000 liters per, and 7 of them are hay, 9,000 liters per. We've decided also that we're probably not going to start mixing TMR until, look at that. I wonder if you can drop straw down in there. I don't know. I don't know why these are here. I'm thinking it was like, hey, you could just shove the bales through, but I don't know why that's there. Yeah, so we're just gonna give the cows milk hay for now. I know they don't get the full milk production doing that, but we will start up with TMR once we have, some silage stored up. We're not going to get a good cut of silage this year. I mean, we will be able to mow one more time. It's not going to be the greatest because it'll only be a 2-month growth because I don't like mowing in November because I like having a good first of the year March mow. So we have 5 cows. We then also fed the chickens some barley from the field that we have. They're starting to get better. So as you can see, we have 10 chickens, 1 rooster. Hopefully they'll start reproducing here soon, and we'll start getting some more chicks and start growing that number up. So I think that's all we did. When we move into September, what we want to do is lease out all the equipment we need. I know we still have this Fert spreader limer sitting here, holds 7,000 liters, and I think, a big part of me wants to buy that, but a big part of me knows we have a potato harvest coming up, that renting the kit for all of that is expensive. We're not going to be making a whole lot of new money here anytime soon. I mean, yeah, we could probably sell some straw if we wanted to, but I mean, if we take a look at, like, let's say we get a potato harvester, right? To lease this out is $30,000. Now, if we could get a couple potato contracts at the same time we lease this out, it would make sense, right? But then if we go and, like, let's go potato technology, you're talking, let's see, this is not really all sure what we all need to buy, but like there's this cheat way of getting a potato header and just harvest. And then there's this thing will dig potatoes out of the ground. This will dig potatoes out of the ground. Leasing one of these is 10,000, so still quite pricey. But on top of it, before we can even lease that, we have to get like a cutter, thin tires and cut, thin tires and cut, which quite honestly isn't the easiest thing to do. So well, that's a planter. So it's this guy with this. Maybe I could put this in front of my, like, this isn't offset. So yeah, potatoes are a pain. That's why I have never really done them before. So there's that we have to kind of do. So, like, let's go look at Fert spreaders, which is why I don't want to really, honestly, why I don't want to pay 11 grand. Like, I'm willing to maybe spend 8 grand on the Fert spreader and keeping it. And this can do lime too. I mean, it doesn't hold a lot, so and to get the, it's almost 10 grand to buy. So I'm thinking I might just lease this and this, although that's an expensive. So this one throws 42, goes 11 miles an hour. This guy throws 42, goes and holds a little bit less. So I might just end up leasing out the one that I could buy, but it's a lot cheaper. And like I said, I don't know where we're going to be getting them. I mean, we might start getting a few eggs, a little bit of milk, maybe some jam here in a few months. I don't see us having any silage to sell. Sell some straw, maybe a couple, we have a lot of straw we could sell. Does it show up in here? If we have it stored. We have 21,000 liters, which is the straw that's in the dairy pen. So it's not the straw that we have, but I think it said we had something like 20 bales. Maybe we could sell 10 of them, because what do we need straw for? A little bit for TMR. That's not for a while. And a little bit for the barn floor. But yeah, all right. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit more, just because I want to see what it looks like at night before we flip over to September. Or, yeah, September. And I want to kind of stand over by the lake because I think this is scenic and pretty. It's starting to rain, so yeah, let's go ahead, take a look around. I mean, the rain is kind of killing what I was trying to do, so I think in the interest of time, I'm going to just go back down, and then I'm going to go in the house, and we're going to jump forward to our new day. And I'll do this as a jump cut. So we are back to September. It's 7 in the morning. I'm at 2 times speed. We're stepping out here, and I'm thinking about everything we need. Let's feed the dog. I don't want to forget to feed the dog. That would be awful. All right, so the first thing we need to do that we always do is, before we worry about anything, our animals are the most important, right? So we need to check to make sure our animals have enough food. Cows obviously have enough of everything because, well, quite honestly, we only have 5 of them. We only have 10, but they're starting to reproduce, so we're going to have some baby chicks here next month. That's awesome. We have a few eggs, nothing that we really can sell. We don't have a whole lot of milk, but we'll get more. So yeah, so we're starting to move there. The next thing I want to do is check the garden. Plenty of water, still plenty of water. So we need 1 water. So we're going to go and use 384 liters of water. So we have plenty of water for a while. I don't know if I want to turn this on quite yet, but we'll give it a little bit more time before I turn it on. So we are good with animals. We are good with everything else. So I'm going to jump in the case and drive down to the store and get everything we need to do liming. Right, so let's go ahead and detach. Let's go and detach. All right. And let's drive off to the store. So we're going to need to get the lime spreader. We'll probably need to get lime. You know, I'm thinking before we go, I'm going to do some interesting construction. I don't know if I want to consider this a cheat per se, because like farmers usually don't go places to buy. Well, I shouldn't say this. I don't want to generalize, but around here, a lot of stuff like lime and seeds and herbicides and all sorts of things like that get delivered to the farms. So I'm going to kind of gameplay that way, and what I'm looking for here is like a lime and fertilizer. Little viable stack thing. And I don't know if I have one. I know I got things like like these fill stations. And there's things like this, which is a buying station. I don't know what this one offers. It's 10 grand. It's quite a bit. I don't think I want that one. What else do we have? So like this stuff. So like this is seed, fertilizer, and lime. Food. This is food. Liquid fert. So I don't need to worry about liquid fert. I already put a seed thing down. This one's $5,000. There is one that's just fertilizer, but it doesn't have lime. This is 2,500. I think I can buy lime from here. I don't remember, so I'm not going to waste money on it. I'm just going to put this down. We're going to zoom in. I think I'm going to just squeeze it in here, and I'm going to pretend like this is where I'm going to buy my fert and my lime from. You still buy it. It's not free, but it's just like pretending that stuff gets delivered, right? And I think that way I don't have to worry about dealing with big bags and stuff like that. And it kills a little bit of the realism where I'm not getting a big bag hook and lifting big bags over anything. I thought about doing that, and maybe in my next playthrough, when I take that next step of my realism game, I will do that. But as of right now, I'm not going to go down that route. Man, I hope there are some potato contracts that renting out that harvester won't bankrupt me. It's probably going to cost me more to rent that harvester than it is for the potato money that I'm going to get. But, oh man, one has to hope, or else, I don't know, I'm doomed. I may have to take out a loan. I hate taking out loans because, like, I feel like in real life, people just don't always have that opportunity to take out a loan whenever they need. So, yeah, I didn't mean to do that while I was driving. And, you know, the other thing I might do is I might turn the auto-saving stuff off, which is scary because I like auto-saving, but it seems to always interrupt. But yeah, we're almost up to the store, and once I'm at the store, I'll look at everything I was going to do. But yeah, up here we're going to be getting we'll be renting a bunch of stuff. So let's go get out of the way. But first, what I wanted to do here is let's take a look at the map and see if there's other potatoes. There's a few other fields of potatoes. So hopefully one of these fields is going to be like, hey, come do my potato harvest for me. And so that if we rent or lease that $30,000 machine, we would get a contract on that. And do we have any contracts right now? There are currently no contracts. So, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and first things first, let's take a look what's on sale. It's still there. All this stuff is still here, but it's still there because it doesn't update until 8. So what I do know that I need is I need to lease the scanner. And that scanner right here, we're not going to buy it. We're going to lease it. All right. Interesting, you could have gotten it with a weight. I think we'll be all right without the weight. Now, the cool thing about getting the scanner is, yeah, I might put it on this tractor, but I think the deer, it's going to end up on the deer with the double tires. Just because. All right, so next we are getting a fert spreader. We're gonna just rent one, at least the limer, at least something that's fairly large. It's a lot of money to make up, and we're not going to have silage to sell until in January, and the potatoes are going to need to be harvested before then. Sorry, I am not, as much as I want to buy it. This holds 10,000. Doesn't do lime, though. 11, 12 to 18. 11, 12 to 18. 18. Yes, he's just too, it's just too expensive. I mean, this holds 4,000, but this will be cheaper to lease, so. Oh, I just didn't do that, did I? I got button. I sometimes get button happy clicky. I just lost a bunch of money. See, sometimes I get button clicky and I cost myself a lot of money, like about 5 grand right there. Yeah, so now we are in low, I just killed stuff, and you know what? I could probably reload. You know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna jump cut here, I'm gonna reload and get that money back. I apologize, be right back. Okay, we're back. So, quick catch up. Man, it took a lot longer to get all sorted out. You can see I have a different spreader. Started with the other spreader. I thought it was the spreader's fault that I couldn't fill it, but the buying station I dropped down there just wouldn't sell anything to either of these, so I put a new buying station down. This thing has more than just fert and lime. I decided, because I leased this out, I wasn't going to lease out the bigger one because I already leased it. So we're going to go ahead and crack on just with this. We're going to have to do probably more filling. Although they say you don't use as much lime when you're doing it with the sensor. So that is good. And we'll just start doing some liming of the fields with the sensor. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. But we will learn together, I guess. So I am going to back up. I am going to activate automatic application rate. I'm going to unfold the crop sensor. I'm going to lower the crop sensor. I'm going to turn on the spreader and away we go. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if it's using more or less or what it's doing. It looks like it's using quite a bit. But we will run through this. Yeah, we're going to be throwing a lot of this out there, so we're going to be making a few trips back and forth, but that's okay. I am all right with that. I just want to get the job done so that we can move on to the rest of the work today. I will probably do this with a fancy-dancy time-lapse. So here we go. The liming job is done. I have all 3 fields. Kind of kicking myself. I wish I would have went with the bigger one. It was a lot of trips back and forth. But job got done. Let's see if I can crash. And then see if I can unload this in here. I'm gonna guess that this only takes fertilizer. All right, I don't know. Let me just like detach that real quick and see if I get any other, like, I can unload just by hitting Y. See if I can dump here. Nope. All right, so we will unload this. We're gonna fill this back in, and then we'll unload it somewhere else, just so that it's out of the way. Then we're gonna go and do the fertilizing on all 3 fields. Yeah, we'll do the fertilizing on all 3 fields, and I think we'll call that an episode. And then in the next episode, we'll figure out how to direct drill barley. And I think that's good enough. All right. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at our map here. Let's take a look at our pHs. So now, as you can see, the silty clay is kind of that darker green, which is what, the 7. So it looks like we have our pH values under control. So if we look here on 3, we definitely need nitrogen, which is what we're going to be doing next. But like if we look here, lime soil samples, it doesn't show us on the economic analysis. That's total values, values since last reset. So that's the stuff that we've put on, and like, interesting. I thought maybe it would get a little bit better. Yeah, you could see that we're hitting those values. Let's go back to pH real quick. I don't know why it was saving. I thought I turned saving off, but whatever. 47, 58, 50. I don't know why these are so low. Maybe after we fertilize them, it'll get a little better. But if we look at the pH levels, they're right where they're supposed to be, which is good. Now we're going to throw some nitrogen out there for the fertilizer, which will be mineral fertilizer, and that'll add some costs. I like the total cost, total earnings. So they're saying that if we would have sold all that barley, we would have made $10,454. But that's interesting. Field 3. No, that would have been wheat. All right, well, we're going to fill up here. we are going to go ahead and fertilize the grass field first. We're going to then go ahead and then do the barley and wheat field with the initial fertilization. And then we're going to go from there. This will be another time lapse since it is our first fertilizing. Fertilizer should go a little longer than lime. So that's good. We might want to try to hit this field a couple times, maybe tomorrow. So maybe we will do a 3-month cut, and then in April, I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and time lapse this. It should be fairly quick. Then we'll wrap up this video, and I'm missing a whole bunch. We'll wrap up this video, and we'll do the seeding in the next video. Enjoy the music. Job done. Job done. I am going to see if I can drop this fertilizer in this bin here. I'm guessing I can only drop bags in here. Alright, well, it's not a lot of fertilizer. I am okay returning it, the lease at least of this stuff, with it in. So we're going to do that right now because we don't need it any longer. So we're going to return, and we're going to return. So we don't pay for it any longer than we need to. I'm going to park the tractor up over here. We're going to wash it in a little bit. First, let's take a look at our fields. Nitrogen. Interesting that there's still some red. Maybe I shouldn't have returned it so soon. But I think when we plant it, it'll get a little better over there. I didn't realize I missed those spots so bad. This is orange after one fertilizing. I think what we're going to need to do at some point is replant this grass field. You can plant grass in November. So maybe after I harvest it in November, I'll reseed it in November. Possibly. Thoughts? Let me know in the comments if that's a smart idea or not. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Surprised I missed that so badly. I thought I got it. I must have missed it. I don't know how I missed it. But we'll be all right. When we go through the next round, we'll be okay. Next episode, we're gonna drill this with barley. I'm kind of wondering maybe I want to drill the bigger one with barley and get a little more straw because our funds are pretty low and I'm gonna have to probably sell some stuff that I don't want to sell. So, and straw is the thing I have the most of. And if we look at straw, it is September. It only goes up in value. So we harvest potatoes. According to this, I should be harvesting potatoes. Oh boy. Are there any potato harvesting contracts? Potatoes. Potatoes. Look at that. So, a couple change in plans. Next episode, we'll be harvesting some potatoes. And we're going to sell some straw or take out a loan. We're going to take out a loan because there's contracts here for harvesting potatoes. I am going to take out a loan and lease the big thing for 30 grand. I'm going to get 17. So 17 plus whatever I get for mine, which is going to be so 4. Where's 5? Five's a little bit bigger. 18 and 5. Sorry. 18 and 5. So they're not too bad. So I am actually going to take those contracts right now so I don't forget. And I'm going to cultivate because that should give me enough. So if I cultivate and do a little bit of straw, I might be able to get up to 30 grand so I can take that out without a lease, make some of that money back. We'll see. That's for another episode. But yeah, that was a great foray into our first liming and fertilizing. Let me know again down below in the comments what you think about reseeding the field. And yeah, like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. And as always, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.